Guys, Hayden here with a bit of a different video, a discussion kind of video. So Pokemon Sun and Moon, of course, are coming out in less than 2 months, which is like, oh my God, I'm so excited. That is absolutely crazy. Time's been going by like crazy, honestly. I thought this would be a really slow wait for the game, but it's coming, it's coming. So I'm really excited for that. As more and more Pokemon have been getting released, I've been kind of thinking in my head like who I want to use on my team. I'm sure a lot of you have been doing that too. So I just kind of want to do this video to talk about who I want to use on my team and kind of get an idea of what you guys want to use on your team, who you guys are thinking are cool, good team members so far. Now I have four that I'm super set on that I'm definitely going to use on my team, but then I have some other Pokemon that I'm depending on certain situations if I'm going to use them or not. So without further ado, let's get started. So my starter, I've been set on him since day one. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm sure you know this. Rowlet. Oh my God, I love Rowlet. I love the little bow tie that he has. He's super cute. And the fact that he's a grass flying type is actually pretty cool because the only time that we've actually seen that before is with Tropius and the Hoppip line, so Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff. So we haven't really seen that type combination that often. And if those leaks are real about the starter evolutions that I've covered on my channel before, like if those are real, oh, oh my God, like the idea of Rowlet being an archer is just super cool to me. Like that design, like, mwah, oh, it's just beautiful. Which further just drives home my love for Rowlet. I am super excited to see it. There's a lot of empty pop bottles back there. I'm sure that you guys can see. I've been going through pop like crazy. Um, but anyway, Rowlet, like been set on him since day one. He's mine. He is my starter. Um, yeah, and a lot of people complain about Rowlet like being weak to ice. Like, oh my God, he's 4 times weak to ice. He sucks. Like, okay, don't send him in on an ice type, or don't send him in like against Pokemon that commonly use Ice Beam. Like, there you go, problem solved. Yeah, so Rowlet, definitely using him as my starter. And he actually uses up the grass type Pokemon in my team. So like when I build my teams for like a playthrough, I usually try to have like certain types and whatnot. Sometimes I don't always stick true to that, but I usually try to have like a grass type, a fire type, a water type, flying type, all that stuff. So then with that said, Rowlet is also a flying type. Which kind of makes my next choice a little odd. Picky Peck is going to be my second Pokemon that I'm really set on, the Woodpecker Pokemon. I just think the design is awesome. I mean, like he's the basic bird of this generation, yes, like the Pidgey, the Starly of this generation, whatever. But I really like his design, and the fact that he evolves twice excites me because I really like three-stage Pokemon way more than two-stage Pokemon, just because it's a gradual, like it's very rewarding to get that second form, but it's extremely rewarding to get to that third form. So Picky Peck, I'm super excited about. I think it could be a really awesome Pokemon. I personally like woodpeckers. I live in a place where there's a lot of woodpeckers. I just think that they're really cool. And Picky Peck definitely is just a Pokemon that I want to use on my team, despite I already have a flying type being Rowlet, but whatever. Now the third Pokemon, oh my God, Rockruff. Oh, and as a result, we've got his evolution revealed to us recently, being Luga Rugen, I think is what it's called. And I was already set on getting Pokemon Sun just because I like Solgaleo more. But the fact that you get the midday form of Lugarugan in Pokemon Sun, like, good. Because I don't like that nighttime form. Maybe you guys do. I'm personally not a fan of it. But I'm really liking the midday form. And the fact that he stays a pure rock type, I'm liking that. I'm really into it. And the fact that he looks like he could be a pretty fast Pokemon too. A fast rock type doesn't really happen that often. I'm trying to think right now, like, who's a fast rock type? Um, yeah, I don't really know. So I mean, he could end up being slow, but just characteristically, he looks like he could be a really fast Pokemon. And the midday form actually gets a rock type priority move. I forget what it's called, but that's really cool, which that really excites me. So Rockruff, who evolves into Lugarugan, definitely taking the third spot on my team, hands down. I'm always super into dog Pokemon. I love dogs. I have two dogs myself. Um, and he's just a really awesome looking dog Pokemon. Like I love Manectric, I love Arcanine, I love Arcanine, I love Stoutland. Like dog Pokemon are just always a good thing for me. So I'm definitely going with this Pokemon, Rockruff and Lugarugan. Oh, I love them. Now the last Pokemon that I'm definitely using on my team is Vikavolt. Now he's a Bug Electric type, which is pretty unique. We've only ever seen that with Joltik and Galvantula. But my God, the design is just so badass. Like he just looks like a stag beetle that's just like on steroids. Like I just love the design that they've come up with, and the fact that you can get Grubbin early on in the game too. Like that's what I like about Picky Peck and Grubbin. Those are two team members that I want to use that you get early on in the game. Now I'm hoping that Vikavolt is not like your Butterfree or your Beautifly of this game, where he's got really crappy stats because you can get him early on in the game, or at least you can get Grubbin early on in the game because oh my god, like Vigavolt looks so cool, and I'm really hoping that its stats are actually good. Because if its stats are actually shit, then I might actually drop him. Like that's the thing with these Pokemon. I don't know their stats yet, so I can't say for sure if I'm using them on my team. But design wise and like my feel like the moves that I've seen them use and like design wise and whatnot, these are why I want them on. This is why I want these particular Pokemon on my team. So Vikavolt is definitely the fourth Pokemon that I want on my team. Bug Electric is a super cool typing, and I think he actually gets Levitate too. I mean, obviously he's flying, but he gets Levitate, so that can be helpful. And I just think that Bug Electric is a really good type combination. Now, so those are the four that I'm really set on using my team. Like unless they have complete ass stats, I won't use them on my team. But those are four basically guaranteed Pokemon to be on my team. Now I have how many do I have here? Oh yeah, I have four Pokemon. I have notes on my screen. So I have four Pokemon that I want to use, but I might not use. So the first of which is Wishy-Washy, who is, as of right now, my favorite water type of the generation. Um, Now, Wishy-Washy, um, it doesn't, it evolves, but it doesn't evolve. Like once it gets to a certain level, it can turn into its school form, which looks absolutely devastating. It like scares off Gyarados, and it looks super powerful. But my problem with it is that as its health gets lower, I think I could be wrong about this, but as its health gets lower, it turns into its regular form, which I guess is like really weak. So like I want a Pokemon that's strong the entire time that it's alive. Like if it hasn't fainted, I want it to be like the same power. So I'm not totally sold on that idea. With that said, I do like the design of Little Wishy-Washy and the school form. The school form is scary as hell. Um, so like I always have a water type on my team. So as of right now, Wishy-Washy is the water type for my team. With that said, there's another water type Pokemon that I might want to put on my team, and that's Wimpod. He's a rock and water type. Not totally sold on him right now, but I mean, like looking at him, like he's got to be something that evolves. So I'll have to wait and see what he evolves into, but he's definitely a possibility for my team because the design, like the design's all right. Like I don't love it, I don't hate it, but a rock and water type could be kind of cool. Now the thing, like I don't know if I want to have two rock types on my team. Now I know I have two flying types on my team, being Rowlet and Picky Peck, but rock types are rock is an overall weaker type than flying, I find. Like I find like rock types can't do as much and they're weaker to more things. So I'm not sure if a rock type if two rock types is something I'm crazy about. But who knows? Like again, Wimpod's second form design could be super awesome. It could have awesome stats. We'll just have to wait and see on that. Now, I sometimes, not always, but sometimes I try to leave room for a fire type on my team. And Salandit or Salandi or whatever it's called is actually I think he's pretty cool. The whole like bandit thing where he's like tied up here. And he's a fire and poison type that can actually poison steel types. Now I think that's really cool. Now I know fire poison is four times weak to ground, but same thing as Rowlet. Don't send him in on a ground type or a Pokemon that uses Earthquake or you predict will use Earthquake. Um, and that's a Pokemon that's definitely going to evolve. I think it could evolve into something really badass, like a big ass like Komodo dragon, like fire thing. Like I don't know. I think Salandit has the potential to be really cool looking, and I already like him as a design right now. But of course, a water type definitely takes priority over him. So who knows? I could have Wishy-Washy and I could have Salandit. Like those could be my last two Pokemon. But yeah, I don't know. I like his design, and I think he has a lot of potential to be really awesome. And the fact that he can poison steel types, like that'll come in handy, I'm sure. Now, the last Pokemon that I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to use him or not, but he's really cool, is Jangmo O, the dragon type or whatever. Um, the only reason, like, I really like this guy's design. I think he's awesome, and he's definitely going to be like the Dratini or the Gibble of this game. I think he's going to be like the what do they call it? The uh, semi-legendary or the I forget what it's called now. whatever like the classification is for Dragonite and like Metagross and like Garchomp and that kind of stuff is. Um, I feel like he's going to be that one of this game where he's going to evolve super late, but you're also not going to be able to get him until late in the game. Which is my problem, is that those dragon types that evolve like 3 times and they're super crazy powerful, you don't usually get them until very late in the game, and they take a lot of experience to level up, and then they don't evolve until they're at a really late level. So unless that's not the case for this Pokemon, I definitely want to use him on my team. But who knows? That might not be the case at all. But that's kind of my rundown of the Pokemon that I want to use on my team and that are possible candidates for my team. But I really want to know who you guys are liking. Are you liking this new Harambe Pokemon that they confirmed or whatever? So yeah, what kind of Pokemon are you guys going to use? Who are you going to use as your starter? Who do you want to use early in the game? Like all that kind of stuff. So let me know in the comments below. Get talking. I really want to know what you guys are thinking. If you enjoyed this video, of course, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Pokemon Sun and Moon stuff. It's crazy that Sun and Moon's like less than 2 months away. More Sun and Moon stuff and other Nintendo coverage. All right, peace out, guys. Bye.